What was the dumbest thing you ever did to try and impress a girl or guy? I was in New Zealand, was going to a beach party with some girls from the hostel I was staying at. To get to the party, you needed to take a $2 ferry across this inlet which was about 1 kilometer wide. I decided to swim it, to impress the ladies. About halfway through I realize that I'm slowly being swept out to sea and I'm losing strength. I'm not sure how, but eventually I made it to the other shore, about 100 meters away from the pier. The ferry had docked about 2-3 minutes before me, and I just nonchalantly walked over to meet the girls, as if I hadn't swum against a current to near exhaustion and was swept out to sea. Good side, it worked and I ended up hooking up with one of the ladies. Bad side, the $2 was for a round trip, and I still had to pay $2 to get back once the party was over. This is incredible. Incredibly stupid, but incredibly funny too. Worth the $2. Best $2 I ever spent. I tried to do a backflip. I've never actually done a backflip before, not even on a trampoline. I actually would up just jumping backwards and hitting my head hella hard on the ground, and then I woke up and threw up a bunch. If she ever had a thing for me, which all my friends said she did, it was gone that day. Edit, for everyone worried, I did wind up going to a doctor. He said I was an idiot but that it was a minor concussion and not to worry unless more symptoms started happening, which they didn't. That is as bold as it is short-sighted. Good effort, mate. Imagine if you nailed it and was like that's the first time I ever tried that, proceeds to try and jump a moving car. I woke up and threw up a bunch. Bro, you got knocked out cold and had more than a slight concussion. Edit, just picture this girl running over to the OP and asking did it hurt and his eyes light up and lips form a grin. When I fell from heaven, no. When you whacked your fucking head, dude, you good. Cry. I was about 12 years old and riding my bike home from high school when I saw a pack of pretty girls ahead of me, like 5 years older. This stretch of road meant I had to ride on the pavement, so I thought I'd be cool and overtake them by dropping down into the road and then jumping back up the curb once I passed them. Well, I almost died that day. My determination to impress the girls overtook the part of my brain that deals with logic and I severely miscalculated the jump. I skidded against the curb and it bucked me out into the middle of the road into oncoming traffic. I scrambled to get back onto the pavement and my bike flew clean off the ground and I was propelled into a bush. Goal achieved. I overtook the girls. And they did come over to help and called me cute when I started crying, so I took it as a win. Haven't been on a bike since, though. I was abroad in Dominican Republic. They had a dance competition on a stage. Anyone could enter and it had around 200 people watching. I was about 9-10ish and spotted a cute girl who must have been around 14-15. So obviously I decided the best way to get her attention was to get up on stage and dance my heart out. Cue 3 minutes of awkward shuffling, while maintaining constant eye contact with that girl, and horrified queasy looks from my parents. The coordinator cut me off early by pretending the speaker stopped working. I got a pity clap. This hurt me. Edit, this is now my highest voted comment ever and that also hurt me. When I was a teen I took taekwondo classes and there were 2 beautiful girls around my age. They liked to go and have a smoke behind them all before class and I wanted to be cool and impress them so I took up smoking too. It was about 2 weeks in when one girl came to class early so I went and had a smoke with her. Then the next girl came in and wanted to have a smoke, so I went and had another one with her. When we came back we started doing our warm-up laps and I felt very queasy. I had to throw up, so ran outside, right next to the Dairy Queen. I threw up all over the glass wall where the cashiers and several people eating looked on in horror. Poor DQ employees. They see enough shit. On a 4th of July date after going out to dinner, I took her out on the lake in a canoe to watch the fireworks. It was awesome. Young macho me, of course, turned down her offer of help with a large canoe and I manhandled that thing like it was nothing. Put her in it while it was on the grass and continued manhandling it to show off just how strong I was. The next morning I had to call into work sick because my back muscles were so strained I couldn't get out of bed. My back was sore for over a week. Edit, did it work? Don't kiss and tell is a good rule to live by. It allows respect for those you date and yourself. You want to bend at the waist and lift with a jerking, twisting motion. This, well, it doesn't sound right. Nah man, it's the safest way. You generate so much raw power and force that your muscles become 200x as strong. In high school, a few hours after school was let out, I was talking to this guy I had a crush on when he mentioned he left his Spanish notebook in his locker and had a test the next day. Since it was a regional high school and he was far away and I was close, I offered to help him out. I walked a mile to the school, went to his locker, called him, got the combination, and read 10+ pages from the notebook to him while I sat on the hallway floor and he took notes. I wouldn't call this dumb by any means. This is admirable tbh. Yeah, it's very sweet. I'd do it for a friend. Getting up from the bleachers to play dodgeball, I tried to pull my sweatpants off while yelling let's do this, ended up yanking off everything, boxers and all. Bold. Tried to backflip from a 5m diving board, there was no flipping involved, just me falling on my back into a pool from 5m high. Shit didn't feel good, don't know which one was more bruised, my back or my ego. As a platform diver I think you actually have to try harder to not flip than flip. When I said there was no flipping involved, just me falling on my back, I mean that I let myself fall, no impulse at all. I thought that I would bring my knees back and that would do the flipping, but I froze as soon as my feet left the platform. So the dumb part wasn't trying a backflip, it was having no clue how a backflip works. The dumb part was listening to my primate brain going mate, need impress girl. Ran into a busy road and picked up a hedgehog. Wasn't run over, but my hands stung for a week. I'm imagining a scene in which your love interest glides silently past you as the popular kid at school arrives and puts their hand around their shoulder. They walk away laughing about some hilarious joke they share whilst you stand silently holding a hedgehog with stinging hands. It then starts to rain. Not too far wrong. It was raining, and within a month they started dating a good friend. My friend wasn't overly popular, but he was a drummer, which gave him an edge over this little gaming nerd. Damn, and you couldn't even drum because your hands got hedgehogged. Tried to raise a scooter down the steepest hill around. Crashed into the back of a funeral hearse and shattered the back window. There was a body inside and the family was outside waiting to either go to the cemetery or take the coffin inside. I got up, covered in blood and glass, grabbed my scooter and hobbled away to the nearest alleyway. Started smoking. Wanted to look cool and have an excuse to talk to her. It worked, but we only dated for a couple of months. Biggest mistake of my life. Now you just gotta find another girl to quit smoking for. Is that an offer? Haha, well, my hair is long enough that you could probably pretend I'm a girl, but the beard might throw you off. You're welcome to quit smoking for me, regardless. Haha, that just reminded me I need to get glasses. Last year, me and the ex were at a bar and I left her to get the round in whilst I went to the bathroom. Upon returning, I see her getting served at the bar and I squeeze through the sea of people to reach her. I get behind her, grab her ass and rest my chin on your shoulder. Except it wasn't her. This long-haired dude with a gnarly beard turns round instead whilst my girlfriend was stood next to him looking at me in horror. The guy was pretty cool about it and actually sat and had a beer with us. So for that kind internet stranger, I will attempt to give up the habit for you. I made sure I was the one to return her jacket when she forgot it at school. When I gave it back to her the next morning, she blamed me for stealing it. We didn't end up together. Wow, this blew up. Thanks for my first platinum. For the people that were wondering, I did not steal the jacket. Trust me, if she immediately assumed you stole it after you were the one who brought it to her, then you definitely dodged a bullet. More like the bullet dodged him. The guy I was seeing went on a vacation with his family for 2 weeks, and I had the key to his place to feed his cat. While he was gone, I painted his bathroom. He thought it was weird, but seemed mostly okay with it. But it worked. He married me in October. But why? Nothing attracts opposite sex as a mild serial killer vibe.